Hey guys, what's up? Timer Productions back with another video. Today we are doing our 2020 to 2021 NFL playoff predictions. If you guys want to see, I have a bracket that I just wrote on a poster paper thing, large paper. Okay, so I have all the teams. So from here, and well, yeah. So this is what I'm gonna use to make my predictions. So let's get into it. First one, we got Colts and Bills. All right. I have no bias in these at all whatsoever, but Phillip Rivers does not have a good history of showing up in the playoffs. He's made the playoff AFC Championship game one time in his career, and that was with the really stacked Chargers team, and he played it with a torn ACL. His first year as a starter, he did go to the playoffs. They lost in the first game, and then he's not played in the playoffs that much either. Like, he made it 2 times in the last decade, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to have to give it. I know Josh Allen didn't perform well last year, but I think the Bills have a better overall team. Although the Colts defense, DeForest Buckner specific, and Darius Leonard could obviously change the game, I'm going to give this one to the Bills just because I feel like they're a more balanced team. They can hurt you in the ground, through the air. Their quarterback is dual threat. I know the Colts have a good ground game. Jonathan Taylor's amazing. But Phillip Rivers, you know what you're going to get out of him. He's probably going to throw a few interceptions. I don't trust him in the playoffs until he actually does something. So, my first playoff right there. So we got the Bills moving on. So next up, we got the Browns and the Steelers. I feel like this is a bit of an easy prediction. I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this one because when they played last week, the Browns had a lot of their starters in. I think they had all their starters in, and now Olivia Vernon's going to miss the entire playoffs with a ruptured Achilles. And the Browns barely beat the Steelers in Cleveland. I think the Steelers will actually destroy the Browns. I know the Steelers are on a cold streak right now, but the Steelers, I feel like, are a better overall team and just a horrible matchup for the Browns. And, I mean, that's really all there is to it. And also, the Browns in the playoffs still sounds weird, even after a day. So next up, we got the Ravens and the Titans. These two teams did play in the 2020 regular season. Oh, let me show you this. Let me see. Yeah, we got Ravens, Titans. I think that the Tennessee Titans will win this one. The Ravens, they're a hot team right now, but the Titans just won their division. They have all the confidence in the world, and I think they're a really good team. And the Ravens, again, are a horrible matchup for them. Derrick Henry, he's just going to power the Titans right through, just like he did last year. I don't see any change. I think Ryan Tannehill actually is better this year than he was last year, and this time around, it's actually in Tennessee, which will be in the Titans' favor and Ryan Tannehill's favor. Not just because, even though there's no fans, probably, the weather's probably not as cold in Baltimore as it is in Tennessee, but how am I supposed to know? So I'm actually going to give this one to the Tennessee Titans, which means that the next round of the playoffs, the matchups are... So let me write that down. We got Bills, Steelers, Titans, and Chiefs. Okay. So let's go to the NFC now. We got the Bears and the Saints. Okay, so when the Bears had Nick Foles, they barely lost to the Saints, but this is a playoff atmosphere. Drew Brees in playoff atmosphere versus Mitch Trubisky. It's common sense. I think we can all agree that the Saints should win that game. If they don't win that game, Drew Brees got to retire. That's pretty much all there is to it. You got the Seahawks and the Rams. Okay, yeah. Jared Goff might not play. I know John Wolford was good in that game, but there's too many unknowns for me to pick the Rams in this scenario. I'm going to go with the Seahawks simply because I trust Russell Wilson in the playoffs, especially in the wild card round. He's only lost one time. That was to Dak and the Cowboys. The Rams have too many unknowns, although their defense could actually steal this game by itself. I doubt that happens, especially after these two teams just played 2 weeks ago in Seattle, and they're going to be playing in Seattle again. So the Seahawks should honestly win that game. And next up, we got Tampa Bay versus the football team. Oh, by the way, I'm not going with the favorites every time. or the higher seed every time. But yeah, Bucks versus the football team. Okay. I feel like something's telling me I should be going with the Bucks, but part of me thinks that the football team will actually upset the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. And part of the reason is because that football team's defense could actually end up just winning that game itself. They're going to be hungry, and but the problem is I don't know how much trust Alex Smith in the playoffs. So until Alex Smith, it's the same thing with Lamar Jackson, same thing with Phillip Rivers. Until they prove something in the playoffs, I'm not picking them. I'm going to pick the Bucks and Tom Brady to go to the second round of the playoffs. So let me write down all the matchups, and then we'll get into the next ones. Seahawks. All right, so I'll show you guys here. I also got you got the Titans Chiefs here, Bills versus Steelers, Saints versus Seahawks there, and Bucks versus Packers. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna start again with the AFC. So you got Bills and Steelers. These two teams played like a month ago, I think, and the Bills won. Ben Roethlisberger, you should probably trust him more in the playoffs than you should trust Josh Allen. But at the end of the day, the Bills are a way better team, or not way better team than the Steelers, but the Steelers, I think, are a good matchup for the Bills. Like, you could see the Bills just dominated in that game against the Steelers, and I think the Bills could honestly beat the Steelers as well. And it's going to be in Buffalo. I know that's not much of a big weather difference going from Pennsylvania to New York, but Pittsburgh to Buffalo. But at the end of the day, I think the Bills are not necessarily a much better team, but I think they're a better team than the Steelers, and they're a great team. So, I think they're a great team overall. I like the Bills a lot. I think Josh Allen's a great quarterback. He wants to have redemption for last year against the Texans. I have the Bills winning against the Steelers. Okay, next up, we're going to get the Titans and the Chiefs. This is a rematch of the 2019 of last year's AFC Championship game. And a lot of you guys know I'm a Raiders fan, so you guys probably know I don't like the Chiefs. But this one's a hard one. Okay. I do think the Titans could actually win this game. You guys are probably gonna call bias or BS on me if I do pick the Titans. But I don't know what the Chiefs' run defense has done to show that they can win that game. They have not played a real. By the time this Chiefs game comes, that's in 2 weeks from now. By the time they're playing again, those starters would not have actually played an actual game time in nearly a month. So the Titans, if they do actually make it this far, or Ravens, whoever, they're going to be scorching hot against the Chiefs. I'm actually going to go with the upset here. I think the Tennessee Titans go back to the AFC Championship game and against the Chiefs. I'm not biased. I think this could end up being something completely wrong. Actually, I don't know. That's a really tough game to predict. I don't know if you can trust Ryan Tannehill against Patrick Mahomes. But at the same time, this one's a hard one. I have the Titans circled, but I'll circle the Chiefs even harder. I'm just going to come back to that one. But we're going to go to the Saints and Seahawks. Drew Brees versus Russell Wilson in the playoffs. I mean, it's the Saints in the playoffs. Seahawks, I think, are a better team, especially if Jamal Adams will be playing. That Seahawks defense has improved a lot. Carlos Dunlap was a very good addition for them. And the Saints, Drew Brees has been fine this year, but at the end of the day, the Seahawks are a hot team that on a huge winning streak, I'm pretty sure right now. So at the end of the day, I'm just going to go with the Seahawks in this one. I know that's probably a bad idea, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Okay. So we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Packers. I know these two teams played in the regular season, and the Bucs killed them. Yes, I know that. But this is the playoffs. This is January in freezing cold Green Bay. The Bucs, most of their schedule obviously was in Florida, south, around So in the warm weather, so if I'm going to go to a place where it's probably going to be snowing at this time, I know it's Tom Brady, but at the end of the day, I'm actually going to put the Packers to win this game. I'm sure a lot of people probably agree with that, and that Aaron Rodgers would win in a rematch against Tom Brady in Green Bay. So the playoffs are going to go through Green Bay in the NFC, which is tough because if you look at all the other teams in the NFC in the playoffs, only the Bears and the football team are from a cold place. Every other place is is not necessarily freezing, but the Bears and football team I probably have the best advantage when it comes to those. So I'm gonna go back to the Titans and the Chiefs. You know what? This Titans defense isn't good. I'm going with the Chiefs. I do not care. And I'm gonna do something. I'm just gonna write no above the Titans. All right, so we got the Bills going against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, and we got the Seahawks and the Packers. All right, so for the AFC Championship game between the Bills and the Chiefs, I do not know who's gonna win that. The Bills, they played against the Chiefs in Buffalo in week 4. No, it was not week 4. It was like week 6. But it's been a while since then. The Bills are 13-3. The Chiefs, if they manage to beat the Titans, they're also going to be scorching hot. I mean, I don't know if you can bet against Patrick Mahomes in this situation, especially since it's in Kansas City. I mean, even the littlest of fans there would cause so much noise. I don't know if I can pick the Bills. I don't think the Bills are ready to compete with the Chiefs for a Super Bowl appearance yet, so I'm actually going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game and head to Super Bowl 55. One second. All right. All right, so now for the NFC Championship game, the Seahawks and the Packers. All right, so last year in the playoffs, the Packers, but honestly, they were a worse team last year than this year. I think we can all agree on that. Aaron Jones is better this year. Well, I don't know about that, actually. Devontae Adams has been better this year. Aaron Rodgers was better this year. That defense is still good. I don't know if I can go against the Packers in Green Bay in the playoffs. I think that the Packers will beat the Seahawks and head to the Super Bowl. I know this is probably the worst prediction, probably going to be the worst predictions video ever. Everybody has the Packers and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, with the Chiefs winning, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, those are the two best teams in the NFL, two best situations in the NFL right now. And the Packers are also going to be the Seahawks because Russell Wilson. Well, that was a good way to put it. I don't know how much I trust that Seahawks defense in the playoffs, especially in the cold. I do think that would end up being a low-scoring game. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers is still mad about that 2014 NFC Championship game when they played against the Seahawks, had that huge lead and blew it. I'm sorry, Packers fans, but that had to be said. And now we're gonna have the Chiefs and the Packers in Super Bowl 55. And my prediction for who wins Super Bowl 55. So the Chiefs do not have a very strong defense, but have a very good offense. They have a very good offense, and the Packers have a very good offense and a very good defense. I think what's going to be the key is how Frank Clark goes against, how the backup left tackle of the Chiefs, because David Bakhtiari is out for the year, how that backup left tackle plays against Frank Clark in the Super Bowl. I think if it's the Super Bowl matchup, if Frank Clark can get a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers, I do think that the Chiefs could win, because you know that Chris Jones could probably get pressure up the interior. So the Packers and the Chiefs. The thing with this is honestly a really good matchup for both sides. I can't say I'm going with experience because the Chiefs were just in the Super Bowl last year. It's been a decade since the Packers were in it. So if I'm going with experience, it would be the Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is on a mission right now. And I feel like especially since I don't know if I'm sure Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be back for the Chiefs by the time Super Bowl starts. Because if that happens, they're probably going to run the ball. Le'Veon Bell is not good. I'm sorry. Okay. So for the predictions, a lot of people have the Chiefs winning, I'm sure. And rightfully so. My prediction is, oh, man, I still don't know. It's going to be a close game. But at the end of the day, Super Bowl 55 winner will be my heart saying Packers, my brain saying Chiefs. I'm going to say the Chiefs. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have to think about that more. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs simply because they were there last year. And I think they're a better team than the Packers. They have a better overall team. And the thing is, at some point, the Packers' lack of weapons is going to, well, outside of Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones, it's probably going to hurt them. Robert Tonyan. Oh, okay. I'm changing my winner. Okay. Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. My prediction is the Packers beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Simply because I don't know if they can stop Robert Tonyan, because when they were going against Darren Waller, who I know is a lot better, but still. Robert Tonyan led the tight ends in touchdown receptions. Robert Tonyan, if they can't find a way to stop Robert Tonyan or Devontae Adams, which I'm not sure if they can. Plus, they have to stop the run game of Aaron Jones. And I think the Packers have a better defense. I do think that the Packers are the Super Bowl 55 champions. And, Bears fans are going to be mad about this. Vikings fans are going to be mad about this. Chiefs fans are going to be mad about this. But here, so we're going to start up here. You guys can see this is the playoffs for me. And we got the Packers. So the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.